Hey, what's up everyone? How's it going? Today is Friday, May 6th, 2022. And yeah, I got a pretty cool picture there, man. That's the 2 in the 5 yard. I'll explain it real quick. That's me in the 2 in the 5 yard up near the Bronx Zoo, Morris Park. Yeah, that was a hard yard, man. They actually had the Vandal Squad there. That's their headquarters was up there. Yeah, I'd walk right in the front fucking gate, as you can see in that picture. Yeah, I'm a badass in that shit, man. Like, yeah, if you look at that shit, I'm probably 19 years old, 20 years old. I walk right in the fucking front door of the place. Yeah, I remember that picture too. I forget who took it, but I remember Lace and them. There was something to do with the 2s and 5s. And I was like, man, you go up there, man, you go right in that place. This, oh, but how do you get in this time? You can run down the tracks, you can do this. That's where you walk right in the fucking place. I do it all the time. I've been jumping in and out of there since I was 16 years old or something, you know. Which at that point I was, what, 19? You could tell because if you look at that picture, you'll see a work train. You'll also see some burgundies. And I believe that's the point where they were starting to put them burgundies on, or if not, they were just storing them there. Because I really don't remember when them fucking things got on the 2s and 5s. But they were definitely in that yard. If you look at that picture, they were there. They were getting ready. That's probably about 87, 88. But I've been jumping in and out of there like I've explained in the past. I've been hopping in and out of that yard a lot. I just walk right in from 180. You go right up. There's a staircase right in the train station. You even have a booth at the end of that train station, a glass booth, almost like a token booth. With workers, track men right there that actually fuck with the tracks and when the train's coming. Right there, looking right at you. You just gotta walk right in, you see. That is like a criminal mindset. Whereas a graffiti writer, you know, they couldn't fuck around like that. They didn't think of shit like that. You know, that's like a criminal mindset. That's why I say criminals that wrote graffiti, whereas everyone else was just graffiti writers and stuff. That's a funny thing, but I'm going to try and stop crossing my arms. I don't know. Past couple of videos, I got my arms crossed. I'm trying to keep them at my sides now, you know. I don't know what that's about, but I cross my arms like this. I guess it's just comfortable when I sit and talk, but I'm going to try not to do that today. Yeah, so that's the picture, the 2s and the 5s. I could get back into that, but someone commented on my last picture about Ripe with the RP fillings that Nash could not have possibly taken that picture, and that if Nash ever met that dude, Nash would beat that dude up. I'm like, you know, they hate each other or something. That's so far from the truth, man. Them dudes were very, very close friends way before I met them. When I met them and hung out with them, I met Ripe. I later on met Nash. I hung out with them together many, many times. They're both still alive. Tommy Ripe, he's out. He's around now. Yeah, he's back out. He's in Queens. Nash is around. He just sent me a thing on Instagram not too long ago. You can ask them yourselves, man. They used to hang out all the time. They used to do fill-ins together. I don't know. Maybe you're talking about someone else, but those dudes were thick as thieves, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they hung out all the time, man. They were like best of friends. Ripe and Nash were more close and more friendly with each other than they were with me. That's how close they were. Yeah. They were friends way, way before I ever met either one of them. And I actually went my own way and just started doing whole cars because I started seeing the subways are going down fast. They're starting to turn them all into new trains. So I started knocking off my bucket list and stopped doing fill-ins. But those guys, they continued hanging out. They hang out all the time. I mean, I don't know about within the past 5 to 10 years or something like that. But yeah, they're best of friends, man. Thick as thieves. I've done so much. I've explained in Astoria right in the layup there. In the fucking station, we'd do whole cars. It would be RD, OA, and RP. Yeah. the whole fucking side of a train. Yeah, hung out with them all the time, right all the time. Used to hang out with OA. Like I said, they were better friends with each other than I was with them. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even remember what your handle is on YouTube, and I don't, I mean, you could just read through the comments and see, but yeah, no, yeah, that's the funniest thing I ever heard. That's like saying I don't like Lace. Like my boy Lace that I like hung out with my whole life. That's like saying, yo, RD couldn't possibly have taken a picture of Lace because they hate each other or something. I'm like, it's like that. Like seriously, like Lace is my boy since before I was even a teenager, since I was like 10 years old or something, even younger. Yeah. So yeah, it would be like as crazy as that. They're like the best of friends, them dudes, man. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about different writers. I mean, we're talking about in New York City in the mid to late 80s at this point. Yeah, no, they were thick as thieves, man. They were best of friends. Sorry, you were wrong. I don't know. How else to put it? All right, what else? Yo, what do you guys think about that fucking, that convict? You call him a convict. Yeah, what is he, 6'9"? That dude from Alabama? He's like almost 300 pounds, 280 pounds, man. Capital murder, yo. That's some wild shit, man. Yeah, that got me off the whole Johnny Depp thing. I was following Johnny Depp. First it went from Chris Rock. Johnny Depp, this, that. Now, yeah, I'm liking it, man. With a little sprinkle of Putin and Russia in here, man. Interesting times, man. Interesting times, man. Yeah, that dude, man, he's fucking... I was watching the news, well, on my little fire stick I have here. And they said the guy's 6'9", 285 pounds, capital murder. That means he's getting the death penalty. He's getting the death penalty. He's already getting, 75 years? He's not coming out. Although there are people out there, I personally know people that have life and eventually winded up getting out. But life without the possibility of parole. I know people, and they got out. Trump actually is the one that made it so people like that could get out. Trump, Donald Trump, when he was president, got a friend of mine out. All right, but yeah, this dude, man, went to Alabama, right? 6'9", 280 pounds, almost 300 pounds. Yeah, it was just a 75-year sentence right now. Going before a fucking capital fucking murder, man. That's the death penalty. So he's got nothing to fucking lose, man. I heard that dude, now he's running around with a fucking AR-15. He's also got the woman who is a correction officer. She's got her sidearm, a 9mm, then an assault, probably a shotgun, but with the pistol grip. That's what they're talking about. Yo, Jesus Christ, yo. I'm like, oh shit. That's like a recipe right there for disaster. That's some interesting fucking shit, man. I mean, honestly, man, I swear. It's like Stan Lee and fucking Jack Kirby couldn't even think up a motherfucker like that. That dude's like straight out of the Marvel Universe and shit. Like, yo, where's the Punisher or Spider-Man when you need him and shit? That dude is huge, yo. Set it off. Yo, everyone's like, how can he hide and how can he get around? You know what I think? A wheelchair. Think about it. If she puts him in a wheelchair, I mean, I'm kind of tall myself, So you put him in a wheelchair and you shrink him down a little bit, she wheel him all over the fucking place. He looks like an invalid. Yeah, put a wig on him. Yeah, fucking shit. Wow. Fucking A, man. Set it off. Yeah, I was laughing at that one, man. He walked right out that place, man. Right out that place, man. Interesting shit, man. Alright, well, it sounds like I'm condoning it, but I do. I like stuff like that, man. I root for people like that, man. I do. I'm rooting for them, man. I'm rooting for both of them. But, I mean, he probably already killed that chick, man. Once you don't need her no more, she's done, But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, the 2 and the 5, the picture I have of me on there. If you look at that picture, I'm going to put it on twice afterwards so you can really, really look at it. That staircase is in the 180th Street train station. Like I said, there's actually a booth right there with a bunch of workers in it and everything. I just walked right in that motherfucker like I worked in there. Yeah, Walk right through the front fucking door, man. Right past the time clocks and everything, man. I'm dead fucking serious, man. You look at that picture. Am I lying? Look at that picture. You'll see that staircase goes right down into the fucking yard. Trains are right fucking there. That's what I would do. I would have 2 cans of Marsh ink. Boom, boom. I'd stick a bottle down here for the fucking marker. Fucking have a nice one. Nothing in it. And then I'd have one that's flooded already down this sleeve. And I'd go right in. I'd always have a backup marker. Once this one, sometimes the tip pops out, it breaks, whatever. Pull out. The other one's fresh. Start filling it. Yeah. 2 cans, Marsh ink, and I could go to town in that fucking place. Yeah. I remember I was taking a pill. I was like, what do you mean, man? You walk right in the place. Like people are talking like they're on some kind of SWAT mission. I'm like, man, that ain't necessary, man. You walk right in that motherfucker, man. As you gotta think about it, man. You look at that picture, I'm like 19, 20 years old, man. Yeah, nah, I was real stealth-like, very powerful. Like a fucking puma. Yeah, and even if you're like what you would call today social distance, yeah, if you're social distance from me and you're like trying to get, I'm gone. I'm like, phew, nah, man. Yeah, I was like a fucking Ferrari back then, man. Oh, yeah. Nah, you couldn't fuck with me, man. You had to actually have my ass. You got me? Like, yeah, you had to like be like, nah, I'd be gone, man. If not, too, powerful too, you know. Yeah, nah, I was at the top of my game in that picture. But it is kind of definitely the late 80s because I see burgundies there. I don't know, a lot of you guys from the 2s and 5s would probably know more about when it actually took place, the whole switch off. But they were already starting to house the burgundies in that photograph. I see a set behind it, but then I see some bombed ones also, like 2s and 5s. They're white and they're written all over. Somewhat, you can see a little nip. So it looks like one car's clean and one car's dirty or something like that. Then I also see there's a work train in that picture. There's actually a few of those pictures that's taken. I think John, JJ, may he rest in peace. I think he actually took that picture, but I wouldn't let him come in behind me because that's a one-man scheme. When I go up that stair and I walk across that fucking little bridge, and I'm literally walking past people that are working in the yard. I look like some track inspector. And even though I'm only 19, 20 years old, I'm still 6'2", 6'3" at that point. You know, eventually I wind up being 6'4", a little bit taller even. But at that point, I'm like 6'2", 6'3". I just walk by, bite my jaw real confident, like, smile, and just fucking walk right in the motherfucker. Balls out, man. Now, that's a fucking graffiti writer, man. I'm dead serious. You look at that fucking picture. You look at that picture closely, man. That's a fucking graffiti writer right there, boy. That's how you fucking do it. Walk right in. Yeah, ain't no one fucking around that yard like that, man. Come on, man. That's classic right there. Look at that shit, yo. That's fucking, like, I'm walking right in the fucking front door of the place. You got a picture of me walking right in the front door of that place. That's fucking balls, yo. I don't give a fuck who you are, man. Ain't no one do no shit like that, yo. Come on. And I remember, I'm pretty sure it was JJ that was with me. It was either JJ or my wife, Deborah. It might have been Deborah that took that picture. But whoever it was, if it was JJ, I remember once or twice me and JJ trying that. But JJ, John Zavolis, God rest his soul, the dude was the size of a Chucky doll, man. He even had his hair red once. I swear, the dude was like 4 foot. He was not even 5 feet tall. So, like, yeah, he would wear a CB jacket, and he just looked like a graffiti writer. He was just a short child. Yeah, back then he was a child, man. Like, he literally was a child. One day I put pictures on. He died, he was 17 years old or something. He didn't even make it to his 18th birthday. So, yeah, he was like a child. So, you know, obviously they see him going in there, they'll think he's a graffiti writer. But me, I walk right in there, they look at me like I'm some kind of track inspector, you know, some kind of weird shit. They leave me the fuck alone. I remember walking through them yards, man, and they would actually start hiding beers and shit, like the workmen were trying to like get drunk and shit, like on a Friday and shit. You know when I would walk in that fucking place? I'd walk right up through that staircase. You see pictures of me. I took that picture. I'm like this, like with my hands out, like it's that easy, motherfucker. You look right on that side of me. It's the whole barbed wire and shit like that. But there's a gate. There's a door right there. You know how I get past that door? Yeah, no fancy bolt cutters or lock picking kits or nothing. I go to that motherfucker at 12 noon. 12 noon. Yeah. I would walk in that bitch like a fucking peacock at 12 fucking noon, man. Walk right in that motherfucker. 12 noon, lunchtime. They can't keep buzzing and buzzing that gate. They just leave that shit open for the whole hour. Boom. Coming out, you don't gotta worry. The fucking thing opens from the inside out. Yeah. Lunchtime. Boom. I walk right in that bitch. Eh? Criminal minded, man. Yeah. Hey, that's not that graffiti shit. People always sweat and jump around and act like they were the badasses, man. But, yo, that photograph right there, man, come on, that's the shit, man. You look at me, I'm dressed in all black, man. I'm like, like I walk right in that motherfucker, yo, for real. I'm pretty sure JJ took that picture. I also do remember when I was dating Deborah, she didn't go in with me, but we did go to the Bronx Zoo, and we wind up hanging out there. And I went in, I did something under the windows, I remember. Just a quick piece, like a blockbuster. Almost like a Snowball style, I remember. And it wrote Robert Loves Deborah in it. And she waited for me on the stage. And then I walked right back up, walked right back down, met her right back on the platform with the trainers. I walked right up through that shit, man. I ain't fuck, man. And anyone who knows about 180th Street, all up there, Bronx Zoo, tell me, the Vandal Squad, they got that door right there, too. Right? That fucking door, man. Knock, knock. Yeah, that door is at 180th Street. When you first come in through them doors outside, when there's like a little park outside, like a big piece of land, and you got like a sidewalk there, red brick floor. I think there's a fountain. There used to be like a fountain that don't work. And you walk right through them doors like this. Boom, right here. That's the fucking Vandal Squad. The Vandal Squad, yeah. The Vandal Squad. That's where they were. Right there. And I'd walk right in that motherfucking yard, man. That was like the hardest yard ever. But you gotta remember, and I'm bragging over here. I'm bragging. I'm boasting, man. Fuck yeah. You know, realize I came from the sixes, man. The sixes, the IoTs, the sixes. I was the only one doing insides for like the last 4 or 5 years of that shit. I was always out, always getting raided and chased, and always, man. I swear, I'd go up there 10 times, 7 times out of 10, the lights would go on, the cops would be all over the fucking place, I'd be gone. Yeah, at least 7 times out of 10, man. Fuck yeah, that's why no one else hit that line but me. Well, Scene, like I've explained in the past, at that point, Scene and Zoom, I believe Zoom died. They were doing them fill-ins on the outsides, all the Zoom and the Scene, Odin. Yeah. That was about it. No one else was fucking with them sixes. But so I was used to, you know, that's my adrenaline. Like I feel, that's my comfort zone. You know, I ain't happy until I got the fucking popo chasing after me. You know, that's when it's an interesting night when I got the Vandal Squad coming up on me. You know, yeah, back in the days, man. I ain't fucking around, man. That shit was like a mission, you know. Not no little fucking bullshit, man. Yeah. All these other guys, you know, they hop around, they do all this fancy-wancy bullshit, sneaking around with all their fucking gossip, man. Bullshit, fake shit, man. Right there, you have a picture. That is a fucking photograph of me walking into the 2 and the 5 yard, turn around going, it's that fucking easy. Yeah. No one was fucking with the 2s and 5s. Well, I mean, of course, MPC, Morris Park, but, I mean, they lived up there. Chances are they had like an uncle or something like that had a backyard that walked right into that fucking yard. Like, those dudes lived up there, like Cap, MPC. You ever see Star Wars, the movie? That's the same yard that Cap is walking around in. You know, he's going over people. Yeah, that's the same exact yard that I'm walking right in the front door of that motherfucker. Walking right in. Dirty as shit, too. I got ink on me. I got bottles of shit down my pants. Yeah, fuck them. I walk right in that bitch, man. It ain't easy to catch me, man. It ain't easy to catch me. I always knew that, man. You had to be, like, social distance, like today's day and age, 6 feet away, I'd be gone. If you're, like, 6 feet away from me, like, I'm out. And even if you're 3 feet away from me, I'm out. You know, I mean, even if you got me, man, I'm still gonna fight, man. I'll bite your fucking eye out your head, man. I'll chew half your face off. Shit, yeah, back then, man. Fuck yeah, nah, ain't easy catching me, man. I was in it like that, man. I look at that picture, man, I'm like, yeah, that's a fucking good picture right there, man. And there's not even one tag in that whole fucking picture, but that shit says so much, man. That's balls right there, man. Like I said, MPC and them guys, they were out there, man. Before me, of course, with Cap and them, with the Style Wars and shit like that. I was hopping around in there at that point, yeah, early on. That's like I said, I bumped into this guy, Rook. Yeah, he passed away shortly after that, I believe. Yeah, he died in like the 80s, I believe. I don't know much about the guy, but I met him in there. And he died in the 80s, I believe. Yeah. I believe the trains, he died before the trains got buffed, I believe. At least to the best of my knowledge. I could be wrong, but yeah. Yeah. I had Rush Hour. I remember bumping into him in there, Rush Hour. With Rook and them. Then later on, you started getting people like Elf and Echo, ECHO, the next wave of MPC. And that would probably be the time that picture's taken. That picture's probably 80, just because the burgundy car there, I'd say it has to be after 87, 88. And believe me, the 2s and 5s were burnt back then, man. A lot of people go to Esplanade and do that shit, which is like the tracks and half indoor, half outdoor type deal up there. I don't know. I never liked that place. I never even fucked with it, to be truthful. I went over there, I was like, I ain't fucking with this shit. I bounced, man. But yeah, yeah. Also, you could just get them in the winter layups. You know, in Harlem, when the storm and it gets cold outside in the winter. They park a lot of the express trains on the express tracks up in Harlem, like 103rd, 110th, 116th, 125th. Sometimes they go all the way up 134th Street, and then they can keep going Cypress, blah, 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 all the way up Longwood. Yeah, they do that shit. So you could always get them there. A lot of 6s they would start putting up in the Bronx, too. Like South Bronx, Melrose, 138th, St. Mary. Yeah, that's where they get the 6s. They used to park the 6s in there in the winter. Yeah. Yeah. Good times, man. Good fucking time. But, yeah, I like that picture, man. You really look at that shit, man. That's a funny one, man. Yeah, I took that picture and he's like, yo, you're crazy, man. I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of here, man. Watch, man. That picture, that says it all right there, man. Who the fuck walks right in the front entrance, man? Yeah, no sneaky deaky bullshit. I walked right up into that bitch like I owned that shit, man. Yeah. And the funniest thing is, hardly even got up on the 2s and 5s compared to all the madness that was going on that line. Like, so many people were smashing the fuck out of that line. You had to really dedicate yourself to that shit, man. You had to really, really dedicate yourself. If you wanted to get noticed on that line, I mean, yeah, I would notice myself and people would see me and be like, yo, I saw you up. But yeah, to conquer or like to, yeah, it's hard, man. There's just so much mess on the inside. It's just all like black at this point. It's not beige, it's not white. You can't make out any tags. It's just tags over tags over tags over tags over tags over tags over tags. It's just like scribbling. It looks like children, like on the insides with ink. Yeah, it was so fucked up, the insides. Sealants, you could always get the sealants, which I did because I'm tall. But I didn't like sealants, especially when I'm walking out the front door, because you're like this, the ink drips on your face. So if I have a marker, I don't like to fuck with the sealants. I used to do the sealants with spray paint, but then again, I don't want to walk into that yard with a knapsack full of spray paint either. God forbid a little ball starts jingling around or something, they grab my ass, you know? So, ink. Yeah, that's how I would do it. Ink. But yeah, you can go up in there and see if I hit the sealants. If you go like this on the sealant, like I gotta shrink myself down. Say I'm like this right now. The can's gonna stop, the paint's gonna sputter. So you gotta go like this. Say here's the sealant, you gotta kind of snip it like that. Like still hold it this way, but aim up when you write. Otherwise, your tags get all fucked up. Yeah, use semi-flat black with a bubble cap, like a little Testis cap on that shit. Yeah, rust those. Yeah, that's how I used to do it, man. But yeah, that picture, that's a good one. That's a funny picture, man. I'm like, hey, yo, it's that easy, like. Yeah, that's a good picture. But yeah, it's the 2s and 5s. You can look at the roofs in the back. You'll see the roofs with the points, all them new whole cars and whole trains that people are doing, it's the same buildings. Yeah, same exact buildings, same exact yard. That's exactly where I would walk right in. All the pictures, you look at the new graffiti that's being done on the trains like this year and last year, a lot of it, for some reason, they have it right there because I believe that's the maintenance yard or the service part where they run them through the buff or something like that. But I don't think they buff shit no more. Like, they don't use all the acid stuff. But for some reason, all the new trains that get done on the IR2 somehow wind up right there. Right where that building is. Right where that photograph is taken. Yeah, for some reason, I always see the trains pulled up there. Unless maybe that's where the people are doing them because it's an easy spot. You know what it is? Nowadays, people probably running right across the bridge that I used to run across. Because, yeah, that's where the graffiti is. I always see a lot of whole cars and whole trains and stuff on Instagram, like last year, this year. Yeah, for some reason, it's always right there where that picture's taken that I just posted on here. And, twos and fives, yeah. Like I said, I've been hopping in and out of there a long fucking time, man. Long time, man. And those are the IRTs, too. That ain't no little bullshit ding-dongs or bulldogs or letter lines like the BMTs or the INDs. Those are IRTs. Yeah, fives, twos. Yeah, a different ballgame, man. I like those. Like I said, the letter lines, they were more mellow and easy, man. You never had no problems with the letter lines. I go in there, man, like, shit, like I'm going to the park, man. But yeah, the IRTs, man, you had to make sure you had your sneakers tied, man. You had to be on point, man. Them motherfuckers catch your ass up there. You get hurt, too. A lot of them tracks and shit, it's all fucked up, man. A lot of that shit's all broken up. The fucking catwalks on the outdoor platforms and everything. Yeah, I've had my leg break through some of that shit, man. Yeah, I've been chased so many... I've been chased just about every way you can possibly think of. Like, I couldn't even, like, if I lay here in my bed before I go to sleep and sit there and think of it, yeah, it happened, yeah, it happened. Like, I've done everything. I've hung off the sides of the fucking thing. I've climbed down. I went under the train and then climbed halfway out and held on the fucking beams. Like, yo, I've climbed on top of the fucking trains. I've climbed under the fucking trains. I've gotten in the fucking thing. I've gotten under the fucking seats inside the fucking train. Yo, I've fucking done it all, yo. When it comes to them IRTs, man, that's why, yo, I get it burnt, man. Fuck all these fake-ass graffiti writers out here, man. Yo, I don't give a fuck, man. A lot of people out there acting like I'm down in this and that, but, yo, I'm sorry, man. Y'all acting like you were out there like that, but motherfuckers were not out there like that, man. I'm sorry. Y'all just got a fancy fucking equipment and little plugins with shit and did all this fancy stuff and you fooled the world, but, yo, that's you, man. I'm just over here talking about my shit, man. Ain't no one can say what did and didn't happen, man. Y'all saw it. The whole world saw what I fucking did, man. Yeah? Hey, it is what it is, man. Y'all know how long I went out there, man. Fucking hard body, yo. It bothers me to hear all these people, oh, this one's like this, and this one did that. Them motherfuckers ain't do shit, yeah. Let me see you walk in the fucking 2s and 5s yard back then, man, shit. Like I said, I've been going to that fucking place a long time. I met Rook, oh, okay. Yeah, I remember he had little gym shorts on when I met him, yeah. They had gym shorts on, like fucking you would wear in like gym, like red with a little white stripe on the side of me, a shirt, a little punchy, yeah. Funny as shit, man. He had like sweats and then like gym shorts over them or something when I met him. Yeah. And I remember I was doing insides and I was young, I was looking and I see someone and I say, it's kids. Because they're like my age, maybe even younger than me. So, they were about my age or probably older. Because Pove is like a year or two older than me. Pove MPC, Pove GU. Graffiti unit, yeah, he's like a year older than me, I believe, Pove. So yeah, they were younger than Cap, and Cap is probably, he's up there, you know, Cap NPC. You gotta figure he's probably 60 something by now. So they're probably, yeah, mid-50s. Yeah, they were younger than him, they're probably, yeah, probably about my age when I did, yeah. But anyway, I was doing inside and had markets and shit. And I see kids hopping around and shit in sweatpants and like a pair of shorts over them. You know, looking, I could tell, obviously they don't work there, you know, so we started talking and I was like, wow, that's so cool, you know, he's doing a Rook filling. So yeah, Rook was doing a fill-in. He was mixing like a color thing and stuff. So I remember going outside and at this point, I was writing RD, I believe, early on. And I was telling him, well, you know, this, that. One of them was doing a bow letter. I was like, oh, that's cool shit, real quick, you know. Then Rook actually did an R and a D. I was like, wow. How do you come up with those letters like that? And then he started telling me about this Broomhilda, a comic strip from the newspapers, the Daily News. He said, look at the Broomhilda. The way they write, Broomhilda with the witch. I said, oh shit. So I remember I went home and I did that and all, but yeah, it was, who else did I meet up there? Then later on, well, Elf, those NPC guys, they started kicking in later on. You had Elf, there's a few of them. Echo, Elf. But I didn't meet them up there. That's still later on. That's after Rook and Cap and all them guys. After Rush Hour, Wrist, all that. Even Pove, PV Pove. After all those, well, Pove, he kept going. Yeah. Then Echo, Elf, and them started in. This is around the time when Rhea. Remember Rhea, R-E-A, and Tyke, T-Y-K-E, TFO, those guys, yeah, when they had a lot, they had the outside smash. Cope 2 also had a lot of fucking fill-ins on the 2s and 5s, yeah, Cope 2, KD. Cap, he kind of fell off at that point, Cap. Yeah, 2s and 5s, man, some shit, man. You know, the video actually cut off. I don't know if you noticed it when I was talking about Rook. It stopped. So I got to figure that out because that's the second time. It keeps stopping at like 29 minutes. So I think I got to go into the manual on this. You know, I'm still figuring out this camcorder. Well, it's actually a camera that we put in video mode. But yeah, I noticed that. So where else are we? Yeah, that picture. Yeah, that's a good fucking picture, man. That's balls out right there, man. But yeah, there was a lot of people. I don't know if TFO guys, if Tyke and Rhea and them were actually hitting that yard, but probably. They might have just been coming off an Espionade, but they would have to be going to Espionade a lot to get that much. Yeah, so they probably were hitting the yard also, Tyke and Rhea and them. They probably go at night or something like that. Rook, I bumped into broad daylight. I believe it was on the weekend. Normally I would go during the week on lunchtime. But yeah, I remember they were creeping around. They were all the way off to the back somewhere. Yeah, I was just doing insides. About 3 or 4 of them, yeah. Yeah, good times, man. Yeah, I like the IoTs. To me, I like them. They were more fun than the letter lines, the B's, the D's, the double R's, like J's, M's. I never really fucked with them, like Fresh Pond Road and shit like that. I don't know. It's good shit, but don't get me wrong. I don't want to get Brooklyn all mad at me or Queens, but yeah, IoTs were fun, man. It was just a different animal, man. It was more, the letter lines were more calm. The I and D's, the BMTs. I mean, not to go with the graffiti writers now. You had some mean fucking graffiti writers, man, yeah? No, yeah, on the F line, you had a bunch of people like FMDs, like Base, G-O-D, yeah, mean motherfuckers, boy. Them FMD dudes catch you out there. I remember lacing EL3, TNS. Yeah, used to be scared shit of them FMD dudes, man. Filthy Mad Dogs. Originally, it was Floor Master Dancers or something like that before, early on. But I remember that because Lace, when he was ESP 4357, he used to bomb with EL3 TNS. I remember they used to be scared. EL3, he was worried he had problems with those guys from FMDs. And he didn't want to go hit the Fs where those guys hung out and shit. So yeah, you had a lot of crazy shit. Mr. R, Mr. R catch you, bust a cap in your ass. Fuck yeah, yeah, a lot of salty dogs on the letter lines, man. Let me think, who else? Trike. Yeah, Trike, you don't want to go fucking around out there. Yeah, catch you out there too. With Fort Hamilton around there. In Sunset Park. Yeah, so letter lines are crazy too, but I mean, the places I was hitting the letters, it was pretty easy. I mean, other than the time, like I explained, I'd get these Italian guys beat the shit out of me once pretty good. What else is there? Yeah, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? Like, yo, that's fucking graffiti right there, man. That photograph and, like, the shit that I'm talking about on here, man. Yeah, I don't know, all these guys that I read about and I see on the internet, man, I don't know, I ain't never heard of none of that shit, man. It'd like, be like all time and the kings and this and that and OGs and old school, man. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, man. But hell no, y'all, nah. All that shit I'm seeing on the computer is bullshit, man. Like 99.9.9.9.9% of it is bullshit, man. Serious. And it's almost like, it seems like I'm hating, but I am. I'm hating at the fact, because, like, you know, imagine you were like me, like you were out there actually really like smashing and doing shit, and it's like, not that there's no mention of me, but that in itself, but just to see and hear like bullshit. Like, you're like looking at this, you're like, come on, man. How is that even believable? Like, you get me? Yeah. Like, as a matter of fact, one guy was asking me about some dude. He says on something that back in the days he stole 300 cans of spray paint in a duffel bag. Now, 300 cans of spray paint is a lot, man. I mean, believe me, I've hauled out, I've stolen when I've which very seldom was I a dude that goes in this fucking in a hardware store and steals 1 or 2 cans, man. That wasn't me. I was hitting like fucking like the opera houses, like Broadway, like fucking where plays were, like their props, scene, like stage, like backstage, like the art department, like fucking cases of fucking paint, man. Yeah, believe me, I know what a lot of paint is, man. 300. I mean, you think 6 cans in a square box is just like what, a square foot? You know, I mean, think 300 cans, man. That's a lot of fucking paint, man. Yeah, it's a lot. Like, I mean, fucking, you know, think about it. Like, you know, pickup truck, like a pallet. Like, yeah, nah. And think about it that way. And a duffel bag. I mean, what kind of duffel bag is it? What do you, maybe if you have one of the big fucking the United States Postal Service things, they got those big burlap things with the wheels on them. It's almost like a cargo thing that they haul the mail around. And maybe if you went in a department store with something like that and filled it up with spray paint and ran for the door like a bat out of hell, you might get away with it. But yeah, I don't know. By the time you get to the parking lot, man, they'll be beating the fuck out of you. They'll be taking back the paint and probably putting you through the system. That's a lot of paint. 300 cans. I mean, your average store doesn't even have that much on stock, like in the back. Yeah, like that's a lot of paint. So I wouldn't put much thought into that. And I have to look into it because apparently the writer's from New York and Manhattan and from the 80s, and I actually never heard of the person. So if I never heard of him and I'm from Manhattan and I'm from the 80s, so yeah, it's, I don't know, I just think it's some guy that can think it's on a news clip. It's actually a news footage. And yeah, the guy's talking all types of crazy shit. I honestly think that it was just, that it was about graffiti, and there was subways going by and stuff, but I honestly believe that it was just like the camera crew happened to be walking by, and this dude's like, yeah, I write graffiti, man, hell yeah, I did that. Meanwhile, you don't, like, he's just trying to get on the news or something like that, because, yeah, that's weird, man. But yeah, no, you got so much bullshit out there, man. Like, even with this guy saying that Nash and Ripe weren't friends or something, I mean, dude, man, nah, they were friends. They were best of friends, man, yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I see a lot of, like, misconceptions and lies and shit like that, but, yo, don't worry, man, I'm here, man. I got you guys, man. Y'all follow me, man. You can't go wrong, I'm telling you. Yeah. Alright, people, you take care of yourselves, alright, man? Yo, wish them dudes luck out there, man. Them dudes on the run, man. Yeah, man, 6'9", that's a big fucking dude, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure there's a victim at the end of that somewhere. I mean, for him to wind up in prison in capital murder. So, yeah, I mean, there's victims out there and, you know, all that. But it's definitely interesting to watch, you know, how it plays out on the news, you know. But I guess they're gonna shoot to kill, man, with that dude, man. When they see his ass from afar, man. I mean, you know, he's armed pretty well, man. Shit, and he's got nothing to lose. So, peace.